On the 6 p.m. report, a fire in Roseville leaves one man dead.
North Minneapolis residents take a walk to clean up their neighborhood.
And the Minnesota Telecenter is just about ready to go. Good evening, everybody. I'm Debbie Fabian.
And I'm Alan Cox in for Mike Walsher. The 6 p.m. report with Matt Balo and Ralph John Fritz is coming up next.
We've done some major menu remodeling at Embers, and you'll find the changes in our new menu very tasteful, like new grilled sourdough sandwiches and hamburgers, bountiful salads, and more. Taste all the new changes at an Embers near you. Embers Family Restaurant. See what's new inside.
In Minnesota, almost everything relates to the weather, no matter what you do. Hi, I'm Mike Fairborn, Weather Center 4. The Minnesota Weather Guide Calendar for 1990 is a great way to follow Minnesota's weather and its effect on nature. And in addition, the new Minnesota Weather Guide Engagement Calendar can help you plan around the weather. They're both beautiful and available at the Minnesota State Fair at a special price. They make great gifts, and the profits benefit the Freshwater Foundation and the Science Museum of Minnesota.
An early morning fire kills a Roseville man. Firefighters had problems working around piles upon piles of newspapers, books, and building materials.
WCCO Television presents Mike Walsher, Debbie Fabian, Matt Balo, and Ralph John Fritz. This is the 6 p.m. report.
Good evening. The Ramsey County coroner won't positively identify the victim of the fire until Monday, but neighbors say he was a retired doctor.
Neighbors banged on the doors and windows trying to save the man, but he never made it out. The fire broke out about 3 o'clock this morning at 1637 Ridgewood Lane in Roseville. Jeff Kelly reports.
The fire lit up the night, pillars of flame shooting 15 feet out of the roof. Firefighters say the fire was so intense because the house was filled with newspapers, magazines, books, and other things. Firefighters had to attack the fire from the outside because the whole first floor of the house had collapsed. Neighbors gathered in the darkness to watch their efforts. After about an hour, the firefighters entered the basement and found the victim's body at the foot of the stairs.
We think that he could have made it out. We don't know what he was doing down there. Maybe he was investigating something and he was overcome at that point in time.
Today, you can see what gave firefighters so much trouble. This pile of phone books and magazines is just part of what they found inside.
Investigators spent part of the morning heaving debris out of the basement. Piles of it rested on the front lawn. Friends and neighbors stood in the street to see what was left. They say the man who lived here was quiet and friendly, most often seen riding his bike through the neighborhood. And they say his death hits a little too close to home.
Across the street, that's about as close to home as you ever want anything to happen. But it's tragic. It's very tragic for his kids, too.
Neighbors say the victim's 3 grown children happened to be here this weekend. They'd come in from out of town to visit their father. Jeff Kelly, WCCO Television News, Roseville.
Investigators say the fire started in the basement. As for how it started, that won't be known until Monday. A fire threatened the lives of 8 children in a St. Paul home early today. The fire was limited to 1 bedroom of the 2-story house, but it endangered 8 children who range in age from 9 months to 16 years. 11-year-old Delia Wells suffered burns to 3/4 of her body. She was listed this afternoon in critical condition at St. Paul Ramsey Medical Center. 2 other children were also injured while making their escape. Damage to the house is estimated about $30,000.
Authorities in Wabasso think they found the body of 41-year-old Peter Berg, who has been missing for more than a month. They found a decomposed body Friday afternoon in Sheridan Township, 8 miles north of Wabasso. Berg was a biology teacher who was last seen by his wife when he left their house to go jogging. Members of Minneapolis Church this afternoon took their message on drugs to the street. A march through the north side capped off 3 days of rallies against drugs. The Shiloh Temple Church wanted to reach drug users and dealers, so it held tent meetings the last 2 days, calling in counselors from the church and drug rehab centers. And today's march carried the message that too many families are suffering from the effects of drug abuse in Minneapolis.
A 29-year-old man was killed in a traffic accident early this morning at a downtown St. Paul freeway exit. The man was driving east on I-94 and took the Marion Street exit. He missed a turn on Concordia. His car hit a guardrail, flipped, and landed in a construction zone. St. Paul police haven't released the victim's name because his family is vacationing out of town. The driver of a compact car died last night when it collided with a semi. The victim, 26-year-old David Callahan, was declared dead at the scene. The truck driver was not injured. The accident happened a mile west of Chaska on Highway 212.
It's something that's becoming more and more important to Minnesotans, and that is organic food. Today, organic food producers held a farmers market that featured food grown and produced without the use of chemicals. While health may be the main benefit, consumers say there is one more reason to go out of your way to find organic food.
It's better. Tastes like you remember it tasting when you were a little tiny kid. If you ever went to a farm and tasted food, it tastes better. It tastes real. It tastes fresh and whole.
That sounds good. Today's Organic Fest was just one of the events that made up Organic Week, a chance to highlight the benefits of not using chemicals.
And they're getting ready for quite a bash in St. Paul tonight. We'll check in with preparations for a downtown opening next.
This is Pontiac's Excitement Countdown. Now, get the biggest cash back ever on our hottest selling cars. You can count on up to $1,850 cash back on Grand Prix and up to $1,850 cash back on Grand Am. Or 2.9 APR GMAC financing on these and all other hot new 1989 Pontiacs. Plus, Pontiac has made it possible for your dealer to pass along hundreds of dollars in additional savings. Count on it during Excitement Countdown at your Pontiac Excitement dealers.
Come, fill your senses at the Great Minnesota Get-Together.
The old Donaldson building where I first sold papers and shined shoes.
Gavaday Common.
Now what do you want to know?
There's no good excuse for missing an anniversary, especially this week, as Sun Valley Waterbed celebrates 14 years in business with an unbelievable anniversary sale. Save big on bookcase beds and Danish-style solid oak, Soma and Backsaber soft sides, oak wall units, European Geneva and sleigh beds. All bedding is 20 to 50% off, plus make no payments for 1 year. There's no excuse for missing Sun Valley Waterbed's 14th anniversary sale. And if you do miss it, you'll really pay for it.
The Minnesota DFL Central Committee today decided not to legally challenge the law that allows the state to hold a presidential primary in 1992. The committee met in Winona today, where it said legislators have no right to tell the party how to select its delegates. Committee members did approve a plan to strip down the primary, giving them more say in delegate selection. Alan?
Tonight in downtown St. Paul, public television station KTCA officially opens its new state-of-the-art home. Right now they're putting the finishing touches on the preparations, and Darian Ward is standing by at the new building. Darian?
Now, Alan, it may be a couple of hours before showtime here at KTCA, but the excitement has been building for about a year. Well, actually, for several years. Plans for the new $10.7 million building were started back in 1986, and the grand opening celebration was started, I guess, about a year ago.
Too expensive.
The countdown begins, at least for the dress rehearsal.
Okay, we're coming out pretty soon, 15 seconds.
Talent, technicians, camera persons, and producers are all feeling the stress and excitement of a live 2-hour show. There's no time for mistakes, and everything has to be just right. More by 4 will take care of part of the musical end of the program. Glamour, glitz, and glitter will be threaded throughout the music, magic, comedy, dance, and drama. Executive producer James Steinbeck explains it best.
Well, we wanted to put together a show that would, the most important thing is to thank the community for all the support we've gotten over the years and for building this building. But we wanted to put together a show that would show what we've done and welcome people to our new home and also show a bit about where we're going with the kind of shows we're going to be able to do.
The grand opening celebration also coincides with the pledge period, So in between acts, you'll be asked to give a little.
For real. I figured there was a big brick.
Bloopers from past shows at KTCA will be a part of the program, as well as something considered a little outrageous, at least for public TV. At least for public TV. Now, believe it or not, that volunteer was lying on a bed of nails, and they say it was a demonstration of inertia and the distribution of mass. Now, see what you can learn on public TV. We also want to mention that Don Shelby and Dave Moore will also be a part of the festivities tonight, so watch from 8 until 10 on Channel 2.
Darian, I was over there a few days ago. They said they're going to show off that big studio by bringing in bands, high school marching bands.
Well, I haven't seen any marching bands, but I'll tell you one other thing that's really interesting, and those are the doors that they have to the studio. They are 5,000 pounds each, so you talk about sound isolation. It's going to be a wonderful...
Well, stand clear, Darian.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. Volunteers at the State Fairgrounds were busy putting a Minnesota tradition back together today. The State Fair Carousel is the oldest of its kind in the state, but last fall it was nearly sold off piece by piece to art collectors. It's now owned by a group of Minnesotans who eventually hope to move the ride to Town Square in downtown St. Paul. They are putting the ride together for the fair. They hope to raise enough money to pay off the $1.3 million price tag. More than 100,000 people are expected to ride the horses during the State Fair, which opens Thursday.
There's a long ride ahead for more than 150 motorcyclists out to raise money for research into multiple sclerosis. The MS Society opened its 4th annual River Road Run early today. The charity hopes to raise $150,000 in pledges to help the 4,000 Minnesotans who have MS. Bikers and their passengers headed south from St. Paul. They'll drive the banks of the Mississippi down to Dubuque and then return tomorrow.
Saturday turned out to be a wet one to be on the roads, but there may be hope for the rest of the weekend. Matt Balo will be here next with the forecast.
This Sunday only, Starving Artist Group Art Expo and Sale. Thousands of beautiful original oil paintings on canvas by talented professional artists. Giant sofa-size paintings sold elsewhere for hundreds of dollars as low as $19. Smaller paintings from $7. Absolutely no painting over $39. Professional artist quality at rock-bottom Starving Artist prices.
Art Expo and Sale this Sunday only at the Bloomington Marriott Hotel, I-494 at Cedar Street, the Holiday Inn North, I-94-694 exit Shingle Creek Parkway, and the Best Western Americana Inn, Highway 10, St. Cloud.
Nissan dealers across the country are ready to run a marathon. The Nissan Marathon, ready to pass along up to $1,500 in dealer cash incentives on Sentra. And up to $2,000 on every Nissan hard-body truck. They're going all out on Maxima, the most trouble-free car sold in the U.S., and giving up to $2,000 cash back on Stanza. But hurry, because as fast as we're running, the great deals could pass you by. The Nissan Marathon, the best event we've ever run.
If you blink during the next 15 seconds, when you buy one pair of glasses, we'll give you your second frame free. Did you blink? iLab, where more than meets the eye.
It's a sensational story about a sensational deal. Let's go live to Kentucky Fried Chicken for the news about 10 pieces of new extra tasty crispy.
That's right, Dan. It's the Pick 10 deal. 10 pieces of new extra tasty crispy. Just $7.99.
$7.99?
The Pick 10 deal. 10 pieces of new extra tasty crispy or delicious original recipe chicken. Just $7.99.
Great price.
That's the story. $7.99. Now, for Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Dave Moore's book, A Member of the Family, will be available for $1 during the Minnesota State Fair. Get your copy at the WCCO television building on the fairgrounds.
Shaken all over at the Heartthrob Cafe in St. Paul as they went after the world record for the largest milkshake. They set the record, or they say they did, with a 200-gallon creation, all part of a 2-year birthday party for the Heartthrob, and it was a fundraiser for muscular dystrophy.
200 gallons. How many calories is in that?
I hesitate to think.
A lot.
Well, Matt, now it was a little bit rainy this morning. People who wanted to get out and enjoy the summer weather, like Mike Walsher, were not able to do that. He took the day off today to enjoy the summer. But I kind of enjoy the rain.
Yes, it was very pleasant, actually, and very mild. We were expecting the possibility of some severe weather tonight, at least we were last night, but that was not the case. And
hopefully we're not going to get too much more in the way of bad weather, but there is a little bit more rain out there yet, so we have a chance for thunderstorms later on this evening. The high temperature in the Twin Cities so far has only been 69 with the cloud cover out there. 65 was the low earlier today. The normals are 81 and 58, and some of that rain that you're seeing falling right now, well, it's some of the 1200s that fell out of the National Weather Service so far today. Currently, it is cloudy with a little fog out at the airport. The temperature is at the day's high of 69. The relative humidity, 93%. The wind is out of the south at 10. The dew point at 67, and the barometer right now is falling. We have a cold front stretching across the state from north to south all the way down into Iowa. That cold front has been triggering some showers and thunderstorms as well. Now, last night at 10 o'clock, we had some very heavy thunderstorms down in Nebraska, and at the time, these looked like they were going to head up towards the northeast and move into central Minnesota. But the main energy with this storm system stayed to our south, down in southern Iowa and northern Missouri. So we just had some clouds pass over us this morning with some light rain. There's a little line of thunderstorms you can see that's developed this afternoon in central Minnesota. And behind that, some clearing of skies. So we will see some stars later on tonight. Here's a look at the satellite picture from earlier this afternoon when we had the light rain passing through eastern Minnesota and on into western Wisconsin. And here's the front with that line of showers and thunderstorms, a very well-developed line, which has very gradually been making its way through the northwestern suburbs, bringing some heavy rain to parts of northern Le Sueur County right now. They had some very heavy rains through Sibley County earlier this afternoon with some pea-sized hail. And right now a live picture within the 60 miles of the Twin Cities showing that thunderstorm in northern Le Sueur County right around Le Center, and it's going to continue to move towards the east at about 15 miles per hour. Another shower right now in northwestern Hennepin County, another shower south of Hastings, and all this is moving east, so we've got the chance for showers and thunderstorms yet this evening. But as Debbie mentioned earlier, and Alan as well, the whole weekend is not going to be a total washout. Temperatures tomorrow will be a little bit warmer than today because we'll get some more sunshine. They've had plenty of sunshine back in the Dakotas. They're in the 80s there with 70s over much of Minnesota, 60s for the most part across eastern Minnesota and western Wisconsin. And as this storm system continues to move on, the leading edge of some Canadian high pressure will move through tomorrow, giving us the sunshine and also temperatures that'll be a little bit warmer than we had today. We're looking for highs mainly in the 70s through central Minnesota with 80s down to the south and even some 60s for highs. A little fall-like weather pattern setting up for the first couple days of the week. The forecast for the Twin Cities tonight, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, then partial clearing late with a low temperature near 60 and a south wind at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Then for tomorrow, partly sunny and pleasant. There'll be a few clouds around as this storm system moves through, but we'll have a high of 75 and a northwest wind at 10 to 15. Partly cloudy, mild tomorrow night with a low of 58. And then for the start of the week on Monday, the start of the work week anyway, partly sunny and 77. We have another chance for some rain coming up on Tuesday with a high of 80 and clearing skies for Wednesday and Thursday with highs mainly in the low 80s, overnight lows in the upper 50s. Of course, we do need the rain. There's more on the way tonight and maybe some more on Tuesday.
Okay, but clearing up tomorrow then?
Yes, we should have some sunshine, so your outdoor activities will be okay.
Good, thanks a lot. Well, Ralph John Fritz is pacing the floor. He's ready to bring you the sports report, including a special 3-on-3 basketball tournament held in St. Paul this morning. We'll be back in just a minute.
What's new in agriculture? Ask your new Norfolk King dealer. He has what's new. He has 2 new alfalfas, 3 new Milos, 10 new soybeans, and in corn, 14 new hybrids. Being the second largest seed company in America gives the new Norfolk King the resources to develop more new products. So ask your dealer. He has something new for every farm in America. New products from the new Norfolk King, the second largest seed company in America.
Pearl knows in today's world there's no excuse for having only one pair of glasses, because now when you buy one pair with the Pearl coupon, you get a second pair free. Now at Pearl and Pearl Express.
Get set to do the Icky Shuffle when sensational Icky Woods and the Cincinnati Bengals bring their touchdown dance to the Metrodome, Friday, September 1st. See last year's AFC champions square off with the Vikings in the final tune-up before the regular season. Tickets available through Ticketmaster, Dayton's Great American Music, and the Vikings Metrodome ticket office. This could be a preview of the Super Bowl when the Bengals collide with the Vikings. Friday, September 1st at 7 at the Dome.
Around here, you need a radio station that's not just a fair weather friend. When the weather starts moving fast, so do our weather updates. Turn to WCCO WCCO AM Radio 830.
If you're fascinated by it, it's on Donahue.
Where do we go when we die? Heaven? Hell? Are we reincarnated? Join us as we explore the afterlife next on
Monday at 8 on Channel 4.
Twins were going good there for a while.
Well, they were. I get tired of saying this. This is clearly the 1989 story. Lose the ones you already have in the hip pocket. That's what happened again today. Oakland 5, Twins 4. Clearly a carbon copy of last night's game when the Twins won 4-3. The Twins jumping to an early lead, then hang on, but this time a different outcome. Twins third inning, Dan Gladden, a home run stroke here, gave the Twins that 2-zip lead, and it was the day of the long ball, actually. Oakland's first 3 runs, all solo shots. Twins fourth. Ryan Harper knocks in a pair, and Storm Davis and the A's were on the proverbial ropes. 4-0 for the Twins in the fourth, but Storm Davis, believe it or not, went 10 innings. And with plays like this one coming up, watch here, by Gary Gaetti off the ricochet, the Twins were looking solid. Nice play there by the G-Man. It took Mark McGwire forever, but he finally hit his first career home run against the Twins. And it was the first of 3 solo shots by the A's off starter Rick Aguilera. And the lead was cut to 4-3. Solo shots by McGwire, Parker, and Henderson cut the lead. Rick Aguilera was lifted. Juan Berenguer in the 7th. Watch this one. It hurts to watch. Walt Weiss pops it to Randy Bush. Oops. Oh, no. What next? Weiss ends up on second. Actually, Weiss ends up at home with a winning run on a Carney Lansford base hit. 5 for Oakland. Merry Christmas to the Oakland A's. Enjoy the present. Twins drop at 5-4. We'll have that rubber game tomorrow afternoon at 3 right here on Channel 4. A 14-inning marathon at County Stadium saw Red Sox pitcher Mike Bodiger toss a 3-hitter through 10 innings. Bodiger did not get the win, however, as he left the game with the score tied at 1. But in the top of the 14th, Ellis Burks put the game away for the Sox. His 2-run single gave Boston a 3-1 lead. That was the final. Milwaukee's 8-game win streak comes to an end, as did Boston's 6-game losing skid. The Mets down the Dodgers with defense as well as offense this afternoon at Shea. First inning, Kevin Elster put away Willie Randolph following a nice juggling act at second. And filling in for the Mets today was Dave Magadan. Perhaps he should be filling in more often. Magadan went 3 for 3, including a 2-run double in the 4th. Bob Ojeda picked up his 5th win in a row, and the Mets have now won 10 of their last 12 games. The Seattle Mariners may become the Indianapolis Mariners, a group reportedly from Indianapolis, reportedly offering $70 million for that club. That finally might mean quality management for one of baseball's worst-run organizations. Well, of course, baseball is heating up with the August pennant races. Football is kicked off, but for hundreds of people, this weekend represents basketball, at least for those participating in the Gus Macker tournament in St. Paul. Mike Max takes an inside look at today's festivities.
The Gus Macker 3-on-3 basketball tournament originated in Michigan 16 years ago. This weekend, it's making its first appearance in Minnesota. Part of downtown St. Paul is closed, showcasing basketball players in all shapes and forms.
I guess I'm 41, and our average age is about 34 for our team, and we lost our first game, so it didn't work out real well for us so far.
The key to the tournament is that you don't have to be a star to participate in basketball playground style. That's what brings people out here. It's grassroots basketball in its purest form. The WCCO team of Reynolds, Max, and Rosen proved too much for a group from Bayport. Good job, Mark. Just 20 feet away lurks some real talent. The championship division is where you find the college stars, people like former Gopher Dave Winey.
We all played someplace. You know, like myself, I played Minnesota, Dougie at Iowa State, Billy McKee, I think, at St. Louis. So we've got a good team.
That's why the Gus Macker is so popular. Every imaginable category, out to have some fun on the hard court.
I enjoy it. I think it's a good chance for everybody to get around and meet a lot of different people and stuff like that, and just get some exposure on what's going on.
With photographer Brad Early, Mike Max, WCCO Television Sports, St. Paul.
Vikings mascot Hub Meads and Goldie the Gopher had to get their start somewhere. This afternoon in downtown Minneapolis, the Minnesota Timberwolves went in search of their own mascot. Dayton's Auditorium, the site of the Timberwolves mascot tryouts. Wolves forward Rick Mahorn on hand to sign autographs for basketball fans young and old. But the main attraction, the contest itself, where each contestant wearing their own homemade costumes well, whatever it is mascots do. When they were finished, everyone got a glimpse of some real NBA mascots. The Philadelphia 76ers Big Shot, San Antonio's Coyote, the Gorilla from the Phoenix Suns. All right. Getting back to that 3-on-3, CCO is 3-0 going into tomorrow's tournament. Say in the media division.
And you had a big role in it.
Oh, indeed.
Except for the first game you missed.
Yes.
Right, okay.
Well, we'll be right back with some virtuosos who could probably make Pavarotti a little jealous. I'll tell you why when we come back.
Washing with my dog, deedle, deedle.
iLab is now part of the Pearl Vision family. You'll find the same great people. You'll get the same quality one-hour service. And to celebrate, now when you buy one pair of glasses, you'll get a second pair free. Just write free glasses on a piece of paper and bring it to any iLab or participating Pearl location. Glasses fast, glasses right, and now glasses free.
These days, the 55 and over crowd is a vital and active segment of our society. Hi, Dave Moore here, inviting you to join me and share and celebrate August 26th. It's a full day of events for all seniors and those who expect to be seniors. Free seminars on health and recreation, financial planning, and other topics. Music, bingo, lots of local celebrities. Enrich your life by learning how to become a volunteer. Share and celebrate from 10 to 6, Saturday, August 26th at the St. Paul Civic Center.
In the Bay Area, they're known as the Bash Brothers. But this year, there's been a power outage, as Oakland's Jose Canseco and Mark McGuire have struggled at the plate. Find out if the Twins can keep the once dynamic duo at bay when they battle Oakland. Live Sunday at 3 on Channel 4.
Guess who's switching to Channel 4?
The Oprah Winfrey Show premieres September 5th at 4 on Channel 4.
Our final story is for all you divas who do your best stuff in the tub.
We're not talking about rubber duckies, we're talking about singing. At the Harmar Mall today in St. Paul, a soap company sponsored a singing contest for singing in the shower. The contestants had to make sure that their songs included at least one of the names of the soap brand sponsoring the contest. The winners will have the distinct honor of representing the Twin Cities this fall at the National Singing in the Shower competition. Where would that be located? Well, how about Hollywood?
Not quite the Minneapolis sound. Good night.
Pearl knows in today's world there's no excuse for having only one pair of glasses, because now when you buy one pair with the Pearl coupon, you get a second pair free. Now at Pearl and Pearl Express.
Today, changing your hair is as easy as pushing a button. Lilt presents Push Button Perming. Just push the button for lots of body. Push the button for great hold. Lilt foam makes it easier because unlike lotions, you see where it's going for less drips, less guesswork. Now you can have beautiful hair with push button perming. only from Lilt.
People love the listen all day sound of the Light FM, 103 WLTE.
Pick it up from the top
We're
again.
already there.
You don't need to worry about the...
People love the listen all day sound of the Light FM, 103 WLTE.